Yeah, I mean, there's a personnel perspective. You know, we felt like going into that game, one of the things that was going to be good for us and help calm that defense down some. They're real multiple when you get in 11 personnel, and then particularly when you no huddle against them, they had shown to pressure quite a bit and make it hard on you. So we got bigger against them, especially early in the game. We were in some 12 and 13 and even some 21. We had some fullback stuff in there as well. So that was by design. We felt like that calmed that front down and calmed the scheme down a little bit. So that, in and of itself in the game plan, wasn't really part of how we were going to attack those guys. But we have done quite a bit of no huddle, and I think that package continues to grow. It is something that Cam feels very comfortable in and has shown to execute well. So those are things that we're, by game plan, of course, but those are things that he has shown to play well in, and those are things we're going to keep expanding as we keep going forward. You can kind of continually talk to him about. The only thing I just said to him at halftime is really just that. I said, just all you got to do is put your eyes where they're supposed to be, make sure your footwork matches it, and just throw the ball. Like, it doesn't have to be anything more than that. And I thought he did a much better job of that over the course of the second half. You saw the ball come out of his hand when it was supposed to, go into the places it was supposed to go. And it wasn't perfect. There's still things that were corrected in coaching, but I think I think it clicked for him a little bit in the second half is probably the best way I can describe it. And hopefully that leads to starting off the game with that sort of same mentality and being able to find those things and move the team down the field a little more consistently than we have over the first month of the season. So hopeful that the improvement is rapid. Yeah, I mean, I'll go back and look at my notes and make sure I'm not doing any of the things that I did the last time. I don't think it was anything really dramatically different, to be honest with you. It was, I think that game was a product of some early turnovers that broke it open pretty quickly. But we got to be ready to go play again. And I think my point to you guys after the game is the same as it was to the team today, that it's one game. And we're trying to win more games and stack wins and stack the process. And that's our focus. And it feels great to win, but we also aren't. I mean, I'm not satisfied with all of it, and they shouldn't be either because we got to play better. Earlier in the game, there's good teams. If you give them a 21-6 lead and in most games in this league, you're going to have a hard time coming back, and thankfully we found a way to do it, but that's not the way we want to live, nor is it sustainable, and we got to find a way to play better earlier, and I think that's the key, and having the same mentality about how we feel after a loss when you're correcting the tape and making sure you're correcting what needs to get corrected. Yeah, I think somebody asked me a question about that maybe on Friday, just about how do you get Calvin going, and my answer is the same then as I think it is now, is that you just got to keep finding ways to use his skill set. We protected well in the game, which I think was a big part of being able to push the ball down the field a little bit more and find some explosive plays. But I got a lot of confidence in Calvin, and he's shown his ability to change the game for us, and he just needed to capitalize on the opportunities, and I think he was in the right frame of mind to go do it, and really played well for us down the stretch of the game, and we needed every bit of that to be able to win, and we're going to need that moving forward too. So got to keep putting him in the right spots and giving him opportunities, and we keep protecting well and giving Cam a good pocket, we'll be able to find him down the field. Super productive. He's really starting to play well. He plays the game you need to play at linebacker. He plays downhill. He plays physical, and he finds the ball. I mean, there's no substitute for a guy that can get the ball carrier on the ground and tackle it. I think what's even more impressive too is I think he played 56 snaps of defense, and then he added 17 more special team snaps because we had some injuries in the second half, and he took more snaps than anybody on our team yesterday, and then played well on special teams on top of it. So he's really come along. He's growing. He's becoming the type of player we envisioned him being. He's still got things to keep cleaning up, but his production on the ball is undeniable, and his physicality and how he plays is what we're looking for. Yeah. We've tried to find some things. We've tried to manufacture some things for him, some easy touches, some screens, some reverses, some things like that. That stuff will continue. He got targeted down the field a few times. Didn't connect on it, but got targeted a few times down the field. He's got real speed. And he's got real ability to track the ball, and we're going to keep finding roles for him to play. He's certainly earning it. He's turned out to be everything I hoped he would be. Is a really good young receiver and a really good return man, and he's got some ability to be explosive, and we got to keep finding ways to mix him into the process on offense as well. So just like all these young players, their roles will continue to increase. Just that, I think you're seeing a group that's playing together. It's got a couple games under their belt now with really 4 of the 5 starters in there for most of it. I think Pete is playing really good football for us. I think Kevin Zeitler is playing really good football for us. Dan has played better over the last couple of weeks. He's really started to. That group is starting to take on a little bit of an identity. They're playing better. They're playing better technically. They're playing better as a unit. Lloyd's been really solid. He gets better every week that he comes off the injury. And then really Ole's played well for us. Even yesterday was a good game for him in a reserve role. And can't wait to get JC back. Hopefully that happens soon here. But I think it's just the totality of playing together. And you're starting to see moving the line of scrimmage a little more. We're doing some good things in the run game. It's been productive. They've been good in pass pro. They've been better the last 2 weeks than they were the first couple. And we got to keep that going.
Last one.